Shalom YouTube, we back with another video. So 215 bodies were found behind Mississippi jail. Families are outraged. So 215 bodies were found in a pauper cemetery behind a prison in Hinds County, Mississippi. The gravesite is intended for people who have no known family, but relatives of the deceased say that they were never contacted by officials. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is representing the families of Mario Moore, Dexter Wade, and Jonathan Hankins, who were all buried in the cemetery without the knowledge of their families. It's like they just threw him out like trash, just like they did with the others. Gretchen Hankins, the mother of Jonathan Hankins, told Fox affiliate. Activist Arthur Reed, who works with Crump, recently visited the gravesite. The deceased are put in body bags and placed into shallow graves, Arthur Reed told Fox 26 News. The stench from the bodies are drawing buzzards, he said. Wade was hit and killed by a police vehicle. Although the victim had an identification, Wade's family was not notified of his death. The family thought he was missing until they recently learned that he was buried, identified by a number in the pauper's prison just outside of Jackson. Jury finds one police officer guilty in Elijah McClain's death. The trial of two Colorado police officers involved in Elijah McClain's death ended with the jury finding only one of the officers guilty. According to ABC News, the jury hearing the case in Adams County has determined that Randy Rodema is guilty of criminally negligent homicide and assault in the third degree in McClain's death. Jason Rosenblatt was found not guilty on charges of reckless manslaughter, assault in the second degree, and criminally negligent homicide. On the evening of August 24th, 2019, police officers restrained McClain on the ground after stopping him as he walked home in Aurora from a convenience store. McClain was wearing a ski mask due to a blood disorder that made him cold. The three police officers were responding to a report of someone wearing a ski mask and waving his arms. Body cam footage from the police officers revealed that they ordered McClain to stop. McClain told them that he was an introvert and asked that the police officers respected his boundaries. The officers grabbed McClain and threw him to the ground. As a struggle ensued, the officers placed McClain in a chokehold. Paramedics were called to the scene and injected McClain with ketamine to sedate him. Now, ketamine is a anesthetic that has some hallucinogenic, hallucinations, effects. It distorts perceptions of sight and sound and makes the user feel disconnected and not in control. It's used in humans and animals as well. Most of the ketamine is illegally distributed in the United States, is diverted or stolen from legitimate sources. It's smuggled into the United States from Mexico. You can find ketamine distributed among friends, acquaintances, most often at raves, nightclubs, and at private parties. Ketamine, along with other club drugs, has become popular among teens and young adults at dance clubs and raves. Ketamine is manufactured as a powder or liquid. Powder ketamine is also formed from pharmaceutical ketamine by evaporating the liquid using hot plates, warming trays, or microwave ovens. Pharmaceutical, excuse me. I know what I'm trying to say. Ketamine starts affecting the mind. You hear that? Starts affecting the mind. Ketamine produces hallucinations. It distorts perceptions of sight and sound and makes the user feel disconnected and not in control. The effect of ketamine can last to 30 to 60 minutes as opposed to several hours. The slang word people use for ketamine, they call it K-land and K-hole. And also they use the term God for those who use this. Now, K-land refers to a mellow and colorful experience. K-hole refers to the out-of-body, near-death experience. Did you hear that? Out-of-body, near-death experience. That's what K-hole stands for in slang, that terminology. And then God, what they call it. Users are convinced that they have met their maker. This drug increases your heart rate and blood pressure, and it causes nausea, makes you want to vomit. Eye movement, rapid eye movement, you start going crazy with your eyes. Your pupils, they dilate with this. Your muscles stiffen, and tear secretions from ketamine. So not only did the police have McClane in an illegal chokehold. Let me use the word allegedly here for YouTube. So not only did the police have him in an illegal chokehold, but paramedics came and sedated him like an animal. Y'all heard the effects of ketamine, right? Y'all just heard the effects, what it does, the outer body, all of this, rapid heart rates. You just heard what it does. Remember, this is a spiritual warfare, okay? So this is not a wrestling match against a human opponent. We are wrestling with rulers, authorities, the powers who govern this world of darkness, and spiritual forces that control evil in the heavenly places. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. So remember, drugs and alcohol open portals, okay? Doors are opened when you start to do those things, okay? You're allowing demons, spirits, omens to start messing with your subconscious mind when you do drugs, when you drink alcohol, and when you get drunk from it, and when you do the drug and you overdo it, and when the kick starts to kick in, that's when the demons and the spirits start messing with your subconscious mind. Okay, this is spiritual warfare. So you're opening doors and you're doing these things, and then you're allowing spirits to come in. I mean, I just heard what they nicknamed the ketamine, right? Out-of-body experience. That's how they felt when they took these drugs. Near-death experiences. So spiritual. So So that poor man, okay, that individual, McLean, probably never took ketamine, okay, in his life. And here, the paramedics are sedating him like an animal, giving him a drug that will allow doors to be open. Not only that, but maybe, and I'm using the word allegedly here, maybe that could have been his first time dealing with law enforcement. You know what I'm saying? I don't know his life, but let's just say maybe this was his first time dealing with law enforcement and being in a situation like that. Okay? So maybe, you know, because he's in a situation like that, his adrenaline is going to start going, you know? Adrenaline starts to slowly kick in, and of course, while he's going through what he's going through, being in a chokehold and being, you know, in a tussle with cops, grabbing him, ended up putting fear in this individual. And we know that fear, when you start operating in fear, demons love fear. Demons operate in fear. And they operate through negative energy and low frequency. So when you start giving fear, the devil plants worry in your mind. He starts putting all this worry, fear. That's all negative. That's what demons like. So when you get in situations like that, they love that. So best believe that they are around when it comes to situations like that. You got to think about it spiritual as well. Okay. So especially in Mississippi, okay, with the history that state has, that is like the most segregated and racial state ever. Okay? So, let me keep going. So, less than 10 minutes later, McLean was unresponsive and went into cardiac arrest, according to a report released in 2019 by local prosecutor Dave Young. Medics revived McLean, but he was declared brain dead and taken off life support a week later. Tragic. That's sad, man. A third police officer, Nathan Woodyard, is being tried separately because he was the first on the scene and applied the hold, according to a court order. Meanwhile, the EMT at the scene, Jeremy Cooper, and Lieutenant Peter Kunick will be tried together at a later date. The chief of Aurora Police Department, Art Acevedo, said, "I know many have been waiting a long time for the involved parties to have their day in court. As a nation, we must be committed to the rule of law. As such, we hold the American judicial process in high regard. As a nation, we must be committed to the rule of the law." That's what you said, Acevedo? Hey, Acevedo, let me tell you this, okay? Why don't you write in your comment as well? Why don't you write in your little statement as well that Homeland Security calls all citizens terrorists in the United States? Huh? Gang stalking. Why don't you write that? The people are the enemy. That's what Homeland Security said. The people are the enemy. You as law enforcement and the chief of the police department in Aurora, you said we must be committed to the rule of law. Why don't you and those in law enforcement, okay, look at the corrupt individuals in office who so-called have power, looked into those departments? Why don't you look into that? Huh? Look into that. Aurora, Chief Police Officer Aurora. Tell the people about gang stalking. Mention that. Tell them about gang stalking, the people of the world. Tell the people that all of our tax dollars are being funded into these illegal court covert operations, especially gang stalking. Come on, you know what's up. Tell the people that those who are so-called calling people terrorists and putting people on a blacklist, creating fake files and dossiers, tell the people that they are responsible for mass shootings and suicides. Tell them, Acevedo, Chief Police of Aurora, tell them that our tax money are being used and they are paying people to illegally stalk and harass people over lies and fake dossiers. Say that. FBI whistleblowers already have spoken out on this and said they were ordered to put, I hear honks, to put innocent people on the terrorist watch list, to bloat it for fundings. Mass shootings and suicides are high because of this. The same people, the same people who are calling the people the enemy are the same people responsible for mass shootings and suicides. Using our tax dollars, tax money, tax dollars to pay people and reward them to stalk illegally, stalk and illegally harass people, okay? And they are illegally putting innocent people on a watch list and blacklist over lies. Just random people, they just throwing people on a blacklist and watch list. The same people calling the people the enemy and saying that they're the terrorists. They're gonna call people and say who is terrorists. You got to look at those who are calling people terrorists and see what they're doing. Tell them, Aurora. Why don't you tell them? Those same people who are literally calling the people the enemy, they are the real enemy. Okay? They are those in power. Okay? They're the real terrorists. And they are the real enemy. Okay? Unfortunately, those who become victims in mass shootings, okay, are also gang stalkers. Okay? Who are illegally stalking and harassing people over lives. Why don't you say that, Acevedo? Why don't you say that? Because police officers as well are participating in that as well, Acevedo. Guess what, Police Chief Acevedo? I'm going to say it again. Law enforcement is participating in illegal stalking and harassment on innocent people. The CIA, the FBI, the NSA, Northcom, Citizens Corp, InfraGard, DHS, DOJ, FEMA, Homeland Security, COINTELPRO. Community policing equals illegal organized stalking, surveillance, COINTELPRO crimes, cyber crimes, illegal hacking, monitoring, tracking, and surveillance. FEMA police departments nationwide, National Sheriff Association, small businesses, corporations, tech companies, military and private contractors, community and neighborhood watch groups, fire department, EMTs, and also church groups, because the agents are in the church too, are illegally participating in gang stalking, illegally stalking and harassing people who are put on a fake blacklist, fake files and dossiers, Say that, Police Chief Acevedo. Say that. United States of America, Why don't you say that? Say that. Say that, Acevedo. The CIA, the FBI, NASA, Northcom, Citizens Corp, InfraGard, DHS, fusion centers are falsely accusing innocent people to bloat the terrorist watch list for fundings, with our hard-earned tax dollars. Tell that to the people, Lives are being ruined. Outrageous rumors, which are lies. Jobs lost because gang stalking also takes place in the workplace. People are illegally doing what they're doing in the workplace too. Say that too. Homes and cars being vandalized. And the gang stalkers ain't gonna speak on it, because a lot of them will also stalk the same way, but they chose to stalk other people. We know that this is a spiritual warfare. We know that. But tell the truth, Police Chief Acevedo. Tell them about gang stalking. Tell them the truth about all of this that's going on in the world. And the news and the media, they know all about this. But they are forbidden to talk about that. Say that, Police Chief Acevedo. Say that. Reverend Hosea Hines, the senior pastor of the Christ Tabernacle Church and the national leader for New Day Coalition of Equity and Black America, spoke to the Chicago Crusader. And he said, it really saddens my heart to know that their relatives went that long, some over a year, not knowing if their loved ones were dead or alive, and then coming to the realization that they had been buried in a pauper's grave behind a jailhouse, he said. According to Hines, Jackson's new police chief, Joseph Wade, has implemented a new death notification policy that will provide relatives with a notification in detail about their loved one's death. It's not now, right? It took now because the story broke out. 215 bodies back there behind that jail. And now y'all got to do a new policy? Yeah, because y'all got caught up now. That's why y'all do what y'all do. And people start doing what they do once the world and the public gets an eye on certain things, because they got caught now. Now they got to change it up now. People all across America are literally scratching their heads in disbelief about what's happening in Jackson, Mississippi, okay? With this pauper graveyard, with the situation. They're scratching their heads wondering what people need to do, okay? What people need to do, they're scratching their head. What y'all need to do is wake up and unplug from this matrix and let Yeshua HaMashiach, okay, take that veil from your eyes, okay, so you can see how deep the rabbit hole goes down and the truth of this dark world, okay? Then you'll see that this fight, okay, this battle is not against people, but against spirits and demons controlling people as well, okay? This fight is literally against spirits, okay? Demons, fallen angels, reptilians, draconians, the Nephilim, the occult, those in the secret societies, secret fraternities, okay? And those who worship them, okay? And those who are not in that, asleep, distracted, of this world, doing things with doors open, and they're being controlled as well by these demons, okay? All right? We're battling also against rulers, authorities, the powers who govern this world of darkness, and spiritual forces that control evil in the heavenly places. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. This battle is literally that. And when you unplug from the matrix and let Yeshua open the veils from your eyes, you're going to see, okay? You're going to see. The matrix is crashing. Pay attention to Michelle Obama. Big Mike, okay? Talking about she can't sleep. She can't sleep, she says. The interviewer, there was just a recent interview with Michelle Obama, a.k.a. Big Mike. And the interviewer asks, what is the thing that keeps you up at night now? Or what is your biggest fear now? And Mike says, it has less to do with me personally and more to do with the world that we're in. There's such a thing as knowing too much. What keeps me up are the things that I know. The war in the region, in too many regions. What is AI gonna do for us? The environment. Are we moving fast enough? What are we doing about education? Are people gonna vote? And why aren't people voting? It's just what Michelle Obama, aka Big Mike, said on this recent interview. You can't sleep because you know that the world is waking up. The frequencies is changing, and so is the algorithm. You can't sleep because you, just like a lot of the 1%, are worried about Jeffrey Epstein's situation. And let me use the word entertainment purposes YouTube, and allegedly, okay? But you can't sleep because you're worried about the 1%. You are part of that 1% who are worried about Jeffrey Epstein's situation, all right? You can't sleep because a lot of people are waking up to see this world, which is one big stage, is scripted. People are beginning to see through the facade, okay? You can't sleep because people are waking up to know that a majority of those in power, okay, politics, the governments, the CEOs, highly weird, people in law enforcement, people are waking up to begin, and they're beginning to see that they are a part of human trafficking, child trafficking, sacrificing people, and they also are a bunch of pedophiles. Entertainment purposes, YouTube, a bunch of pedophiles. And a lot are devil worshippers. You can't sleep worrying about wars that you are creating on the people, gang stalking. You worried about AI. Man, we know that that's all fallen angel technology. We know about Project Bluebeam. We know that Azazel and the fallen angels taught all the secrets of mankind to heaven. Everything that's technology, all this deep fake, all this AI. We know that this is all fallen angel technology. We also know that they're doing clonings. We also know that they are creating robots out here. Because you see the NPCs out here. Look at them. They bots out here. We see through it. We see through the facade. Okay? You worried about education. Y'all pushing agendas in schools. Y'all pushing it. You're forcing it on kids. Not only are you forcing it on school, but you aren't teaching kids nothing about real history that is hidden, okay? That isn't even taught in school, okay? There's a lot of things that we, growing up, was learned in school, and we were forced to take these tests and forced to read these textbooks, but these textbooks were all full of lies. It's when you get older and when you start doing research, you find out the real truth when you do research, and it's not even taught in schools. And yet you're forcing people to take tests on lies. Okay? The school is literally teaching children lies. And nobody's going to vote because now people know that it's rigged. It's rigged. This whole world is staged. It's rigged. It's rigged. And that's why you can't sleep. And that you can't sleep. Just like Mark Zuckerberg and other billionaires. Other billionaires. Y'all trying to hide in y'all doomsday bunkers. Because y'all know what's coming. Y'all know that the Matrix is done. Y'all know that Yeshua HaMashiach is coming back. Y'all know that it's crashing. Y'all know that it's crashing. Psalms chapter 11 verse 4. The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold. He sees from up heaven. In heaven. He sees everything. Y'all worried. Y'all worried. Because y'all know what's coming. Then the kings of the earth, the important people, the generals, the rich, the powerful, and all the slaves and free people hid themselves in caves and among the rocks in the mountains. They said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, because the frightening day of his wrath has come, and who is able to endure it? Revelation chapter 6, verse 15 through 17. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what's coming. Y'all see the signs. These are the days of Noah. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. These is the end times. We are in the book of Revelations. These are the last days. And there is a great awakening taking place, and y'all know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. And this is my opinion right here. Okay? Allegedly, I'm gonna use the word allegedly here, but this is my opinion. I have a feeling that those 215 bodies, those people's organs were removed, and to sell it. And that whole department, that whole police department where those 215 bodies just got discovered, that whole department gotta go. There is no way that those officers did not know what was happening. There's no way that somebody who works there had no idea that there was bodies being buried back there. You cannot tell me that they had no idea. That whole department. You can't tell me that. You can't. I'm sure there was some people in there, good cops in there, but they were afraid to speak out. But you can't, and they didn't speak out of fear, okay? Just like what's going on with this gang stalking. You got your good agencies out there that know what's up about this, but they look the other way because their pension has been, they've been threatened, okay? So, but they all know about what's going on in this world with this illegal stalking and harassment was going on. They know. So I know. It's impossible for all those police who work in that prison. Not one officer knew what was going on back there, that there were bodies being buried back there. Come on, man. You have good cops out there. They can't speak. They're threatened. They are afraid to speak. You got your corrupt ones in there too. And cults and all that. Come on, man. So you cannot tell me that nobody knew. Throw that whole department away. Throw it all away. This story needs more light and more recognition. So share this video, like this video, spread this video, spread the word about gang stalking, this illegal stalking and what's going on. Just spread it. Spread it. Stay prayed up. Stay safe. And repent from your sins. Turn to Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. And unplug from the Matrix. Until the next video.